Hey guys, so today I wanted to come on here and talk about some gimmicky products. I haven't done one of these videos in a little while, but I've noticed that there's been a few gimmicky products out there of late. So I'm going to shift on over so we can have some pictures. So the first thing that I wanted to mention was the IT Cosmetics Star Foundation Brush. This is literally a foundation brush. It looks like a stippling brush, but it is shaped as a star. There's no harm in the brush being shaped as a star, but what does it do better being shaped as a star? It doesn't do anything different. Like if you were to make one moon shaped, or if you were to make it heart shaped or square shaped or whatever. So but what does it bring to the table? What difference does it make when applying your makeup to have it star shaped? So when I first saw it, I was just kind of like, and it wasn't some cheap little brush. They wanted coin for it, and it just kind of made me feel like this is just a gimmick. For people who really like stars and constellations and just pretty little things like that, it will be really suitable for, and they may have an audience who are into that kind of stuff. I'm not too sure if it was limited edition or not, but I know that they had it. I was just kind of like, no, this will do absolutely nothing different to my makeup by being shaped like a star. Next is the wet powder. I saw Tati do a, was it like a WTF or something? Like she did a review on it, and it literally looks like a powder. It's quite cool. It looks like a powder, but what she was saying is that when she puts it onto her brush and puts it onto her face, it feels like she's applying something wet onto her face. Tati has amazing skin. She just seems flawless anyway. So when she put it on, she looked flawless, but she does anyway. So I was just kind of like, okay, what does this do? She was saying that she has not had a lot of oil breakout and stuff like that, but one thing that I did notice was that when she put on the powder, she then put on another powder on top of it because of the wet feeling, and then she went on to put on bronzer and stuff like that, which you would expect to do anyway. But she put on another powder, and it was like, but this is supposed to be a powder. So if I'm using a wet powder and then putting another powder on top to set it, I guess, if you think about it, because it's wet, just kind of like when you put on a concealer, you blend it out and it's wet, and then you put a powder on top and it sets it. So if I'm putting on a powder which has a wet feeling, and then I'm putting on another powder to set that powder, what was the point in the first powder? It doesn't make much sense. It was just kind of like, it defeats the purpose for me. I understand that it might be a little bit more hydrating to the skin because you're adding more water to the skin in the makeup form, great, but it just kind of baffled me. Like, she's just put on this powder and then she put on another little powder and then a bronzer, and I was just kind of like, that to me just defeats the whole purpose of the situation. So to me, because of that, it makes me feel like it's a gimmick. The eyebrow pen, I do believe that we had a look at a pen which was very, very similar to this. I think it was like an eyeliner pen. So it kind of looks like, oh, that one was by Makeup Revolution. I think the one that Nikki Tutorials tried, the brow pen, was by Benefit, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like those pens that we went to school with. And you know, like you click the different colors and that color comes out, and then you can click it and then another color comes out. It's like that, and it really plays on the nostalgia, and it's like that throwback kind of feeling. Like, we used to have those in school, and I remember having the one which had, how many colors did it have? It had about 7 or 8, so it was quite a big chunky one. But anyway, I digress. This one has 4 different colors. So the pen has 4 different shades of brow pencil. So if you wanted to have brown brows, you could. If you wanted to have black brows, you could. If you wanted to have ginger brows, you could. But not a lot of people change the color of their brows. That's something that I have to say. Not a lot of people do change the color of their brows. So I kind of feel like I'm not gonna go from one shade to another shade to another shade. People normally stick with whatever color that they are. So in my mind, for me, if I was to get that pen, I'll probably figure out which color I prefer and then run with that one. The chances of me using the other shades is very, very slim. So am I just wasting it? That's why I personally prefer just to buy a brow pencil which has one shade, and if I wanted to get another shade then I can, because I think people only divert to a shade which was probably a little bit darker or a little bit lighter than their current one. But the chances of someone going from like blonde or grey to black, what are the chances? Like, come on, you know? So I think that there's gonna be some form of wastage there, but at the same time I can't help but appreciate the nostalgia aspect of it. Lastly, the microfiber beauty sponge. So again, this was something that Nikki Tutorials Showcase debuted on her channel. It's literally a beauty blender sponge, but instead of it being a sponge material on the outside, it is a microfiber material. I've been trying to find this because I've been wanting to try it. I don't want to get it from the people who make it. I want to get one from like eBay or AliExpress or something. But the ones that they have on there, they don't specifically say that they are microfiber, but they look like they're microfiber. So I'm trying to figure things out. But from when I first saw it, I was just kind of like, this is a gimmick. This is so gimmicky. And in all fairness, because I haven't tried it, it might be good, because in Nikki Tutorials tutorial, it looked flawless. It looked amazing. But I've seen somebody else's one and there was like, it picked up some of the foundation and left like a little patch on the face, on the skin. That's the main reason why I want to try it, because I want to see, was Nikki Tutorials right? Is this other girl right? The thing is, they might both be right. Just because one person has a different experience doesn't mean that the other person's experience is invalid. It doesn't mean that at all. But I want to know for myself, what is right for me? What is right for me? So I've been trying to find it, but I can't seem to find it. But the microfiber, to me, it just kind of seems like a really weird concept. Like, I feel like microfiber cloths, because I have microfiber cloths, putting that on my skin, on my foundation, it makes me feel, ooh, just the thought of it, and it kind of reminds me of the Silly Sponge situation, where you change the texture of the sponge and it becomes a craze. So you had the original Beauty Blender sponge, everybody jumped on that. Then they changed the texture and made a silicone one, and everybody jumped on that, even though that was a little bit short-lived. And then now they're changing the texture again to microfiber. What is it going to be next? I'm wondering. But it just seems like with these beauty sponges, I think one of the reasons why these things become a craze is because the beauty sponge is just such an innovative product, and so many people use it to apply their foundation, apply their concealer, apply their contour. They can do it all with one small sponge, and it does leave quite a lovely finish to the skin as well. So because of that, everybody wants to jump in and try and make it better, or try and make it different, or try and make it this, that and the other. And I just kind of feel like this was one of those kind of situations, like, oh, let's just try and change it a little bit and make it a little bit different, and hopefully everyone will jump on it. But I want to try that for myself. Hopefully I can get my hands on one. I'm going to ask one of these people on AliExpress or whatever, is this the microfiber one? Because it looks like the microfiber one, but I want to know for certain before I buy it, so I can review it, hopefully. Anyway, so those were the gimmicky products that I have noticed, seen, I was just kind of like, huh? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye.